Welcome to this Cloud Builder level on running a web server. You start by learning about a number of concepts involved when running a web server. Amazon Linux 2 is a Linux operating system from Amazon Web Services. It provides a security-focused, stable, and high-performance execution environment to develop and run cloud applications. TCP/IP is the set of communications protocols used on the Internet. The key protocols in the suite are the Transmission Control Protocol and User Datagram Protocol. A key differences between TCP and UDP is speed and reliability. TCP is comparatively slower, and yet it is more reliable than UDP. An IP address is a unique address that identifies a device on the network. Once data reaches that device, ports numbers are used to deliver the data to the appropriate process on that device. For example, port 22 is used for SSH. The Hypertext Transfer Protocol is an application layer protocol that powers the World Wide Web. It runs on top of TCP and typically on port 80. HTTPS is an extension of HTTP to enable secure communication. It runs on top of TCP and typically on port 443. When you launch an instance, the instance type that you specify determines the hardware of the host computer used for your instance. Each instance type offers different compute, memory, and storage capabilities, and is grouped in an instance family based on these capabilities. Instance families are themselves categorized based on use case. General-purpose instances are suitable for a wide range of uses, including web servers. The other use cases include compute-optimized, memory-optimized, accelerated computing, and storage-optimized. The general-purpose use case includes a large number of instance families, for example T. The T instance family has multiple generations, specifically, second and third. Finally, a generation comes in a range of sizes. Instance type names combine the instance family, generation, and size. A security group acts as a virtual firewall, controlling the traffic that is allowed to reach and leave the resources that it is associated with. For example, after you associate a security group with an instance, it controls the inbound and outbound traffic for the instance. You can specify allow rules, but not deny rules. An instance can be associated with multiple security groups. When you first create a security group, it has no inbound rules. Therefore, no inbound traffic is allowed until you add inbound rules to the security group. When you first create a security group, it has an outbound rule that allows all outbound traffic from the resource. Security groups are stateful. For example, if you send a request from an instance, the response traffic for that request is allowed to reach the instance regardless of the inbound security group rules. Here we examine a security group that got created alongside an EC2 instance by default. The inbound rule allows all TCP traffic to port 22 from any IP address into the EC2 instance. The SSH type is just a friendly description of the combination of the TCP protocol over port 22. The outbound rule allows both TCP and UDP traffic to any port to any IP address out of the EC2 instance. When you launch an instance in Amazon EC2, you have the option of passing user data to the instance that can be used to perform common automated configuration tasks and even run scripts after the instance starts the first time. Having learned the core concepts, you will now create an EC2 instance running a web server and an associated security group that allows both SSH and HTTP traffic in. The EC2 instance is also connected to an EBS volume not shown. You first select a region for the instance at the upper right corner of the AWS Management Console. You search for the EC2 service and select it. You press the Launch Instances button. Provide a name and select the Amazon Linux MI. You select the larger size T2 medium instance type. Select the key pair you created previously. In the Network Settings section, you will ensure that both the SSH and HTTP checkboxes are enabled. As indicated, this will have AWS create a security group for you. Scroll down and select the Advanced Details item. Scroll down to the User Data block and enter the script provided in this video's comments. This script installs the web server and allows you to easily edit the content. Launch the instance. Once the instance is running, select it and observe its public IP address. Use a browser to navigate to the public IP address. Observe the Security Group section on the Instance Details screen. The port 22 rule is for SSH and 80 is for HTTP. Now it is time for you to do something by yourself. Connect to the instance and run the provided command. Then use a browser to navigate to the public IP address and observe the change page. Important: be sure to terminate the EC2 instance when you are done. Congratulations! You have completed this Cloud Builder level.